What is up, YouTubers? This is Michael Ryder, and I'm about to bring you a new segment in my channel, and it is the psychic part of my channel. I know you're thinking, Michael, you're crazy. There's no such thing as psychic abilities. Yes, there is. I'm totally not bullshitting you. Now, and this is not crap. I've done this for myself. It's worked quite often. It's actually helped me get better at reading people. Now, as you develop along, you will be able to do lots of cool things. Now, today's segment is auras. Now, auras are basically what a person is or what they're feeling. A lot of times it just gives off what they're feeling or whatever. And that's what I use it for because the one when you kind of detect how a person is, that's a little bit more advanced. We're just going to be talking about the beginner stuff tonight. And as we go along or whatever, we'll begin to kind of see we'll see colors eventually. I won't teach you what the meanings are or whatever, because those are actually telling what a person is feeling, what's going on with them. But anyway, we'll get to that later. That'll be in a later segment. You have to actually learn how to see the dang thing first. All right. What you do is you take your hand, and I started with my hand anyway, but you take it and you look for a little white outline. It's like a mist thing, or maybe even heat coming off like a road or whatever. But I look at it as mist. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to find a like white background, kind of a well lit area. You don't want it like bright as heck. That's kind of ooh, I don't want to even think of it. Just kind of a natural lighting like this room right here. Here, perfectly white and everything. I like it. Now you want to start off there. Now some people actually do find it easier seeing in lower lighting or kind of the darker stuff, like where it's almost literally dark. And personally, I see a little bit better in the dark, as I've discovered recently. But I started in the light. But what you'll see at first is like a white outlining of your hand. Now, what you don't want to do is you want to make sure you're not looking at it directly. Yeah, that comes later when you get a bit more advanced with this stuff. What we want to do is kind of look at the whole picture of your vision. And you kind of want to just let that focus, kind of let your eyes fall out of focus a little bit, and it should be able to pop up at first. Now, when you first see it, it's going to be very faint. You got to really look to the outside edges of your hand. It's like almost like an outline. You'll be able to see it better later. It just takes time and a little bit of you have to experiment a little bit. Can't exactly say how. It just takes a little experimentation. I know. Don't even think dirty of me. Got it? No. But that's how it is done. Now, I want to talk about something else to you guys. Auras are basically energy, or I guess you could call it a person's, I guess, what they're giving off from their soul. And the soul never lies. Never. So eventually, I'll teach you guys this later, but you can actually detect people lying to you. I know, right? Pretty sweet. And and there's some other things you'll be able to do too. Like I'm actually studying a little bit on aura healing, but that will come in a later segment when I've mastered that a bit more. Because better not teach you guys until I'm fully mastered here. But I do know how to see it. And one other thing I want to tell you, this is an interesting fact that I found out rather recently, and I kind of knew it was there, and then probably the rest of you guys have too, but you just really never thought anything different of it. Now, what you gotta understand is though, like an object, like my computer, for example, I take this thing everywhere with me. Like, have you ever noticed when you have something, you kind of it feels like it's yours. Like you get that feeling it's yours, you own it because you kind of bonded with it a little bit. There's a reason for that because your aura had actually rubbed off on it and actually has become like a part of what you kind of are. You've actually kind of changed its aura. It's now part of you and what you've been feeling and what you are and what you kind of emotions you've given off and everything. That's basically how it is. And so, like, you notice, like, a house, for example, really good example. A house is going to pretty much have a different feeling to it. Like, when I first moved here, did not feel like home. Or see you on a hotel, can't sleep real well. Reason for that. Doesn't feel like your own house, does it? And you notice when you stay in a place long enough, it eventually get used to it, and it feels like home. Reason for that. It adjusts to your aura, and it actually becomes actually becomes, I guess, kind of yours in a way. Not by law and everything. You're still paying for it. Abide by that. But it attains your feel, your touch of what you are. So when you go in a place that is not the best place in the world, and there's some bad stuff's going on there, you felt it. It feels kind of like, ugh, kind of gives you that shivery kind of feeling, or it's kind of a disgusted feeling. And it'll take time to change that feel in that place if you stay there long enough. But eventually, if you do, it will change. It just takes time. And like, but just like I mentioned, personal objects can and will absorb your aura eventually. It takes a little harder to see those things actually. Yeah, non-living objects, I will say. But anyway, that is my video for tonight. And what we talked about is how we see auras, what they are, and we also talked about what you can do with them, and like you can detect lies, you can detect how a person's feeling or what they are or whatever. That'll come along and I'll teach you guys that later. And also that personal objects can be attuned to your auras and get their own personal feels. So, by the way, be careful about what you do with your house and stuff and what you do inside it, because a person comes in sensitive to auras and knows what's been going on. Ooh, you might get judged a little bit. I'm not much of a judgment person, but some people, they are, and well, you might want to think of that. But anyway, hope you liked my video, and I'll see you guys on my next video. See you guys later.